Hey guys, it's 4 o'clock on Saturday, August 10th. We're having a surprise crafty afternoon, and now I'm gonna make for you the pockets. These pockets right here that go on the bottom of the flaps. I'm gonna show you how those are made, and we start with a 6 1/4 inch by 5 3/4 inch piece of cardstock. And we need 2 of those. All right, because we have 2 pockets. Now that we have that, we're going to do some scoring. On the 6 1/4 inch edge, we are going to score at 1 5/8 and 4 1/2, 1 5/8 and 4 1/2. And on the 5 3/4 inch side, we're going to score at 5 1/4. So on the 6 1/4 inch side, score at 1 5/8 and 4 1/2. And on the 5 3/4 inch side, score at 5 1/4. All right. So fold along all your score lines and burnish. And now we get out the We Are Memory Keepers punch board. If you have it, we're going to notch the top of this. So you're just going to take your score lines and center the score line on the punch so that you're going to make the top of the pocket look like a tab. All right. Then I'm going to put the template over it because that way I can draw the circles for my notches. I'm just going to use a pencil for that. My finger's doing fine. Haven't had any problems since I had the nail glued shut and the acrylic tip put on it. So far so good. I'm actually going to grab my Fiskars trimmer here and cut. Just going to cut up to that line and cut down to the other one. So I think my finger problem is, fingers crossed, it's kind of just solved. And now it's just a waiting game of waiting for it to grow out. So I'll be glad when the nail grows out and I can get rid of the acrylic and go back to doing my own nails, because I am just not impressed at all with the quality of other people doing my nails. I guess I'm just a nail snob. Can you guys imagine me being a snob about anything? I know it's hard for you guys to imagine. Not a snob, just glitterific. There we go. Glittertastic. Then we're going to cut this corner off. Remove that score line. All right. So this is the pattern paper template, right? Yes. Okay. So all right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just going to try and clean up my main template a little bit. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new one of these things. And I'm going to make it out of a scrap of the, you know, the paper, you know, the paper, the scrap paper of the scrap of all scraps. So what it needs to be across 2 5/8 by 4 1/2. Okay. 2 5/8 by 4 1/2. Okay. Now, the issue that I'm having with this is that I didn't get the template exactly straight the first time I made it. And I've been sort of struggling with that, or the template for the pocket. For the pocket itself is not straight. The template for the pattern paper, this is straight. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo the whole thing. And on one side, I'm going to do pattern paper. And on the other side, I'm going to do cardstock. All right. So now what we need to do is chomp this out with a 1 3/4 inch punch. Okay. And now I have to do one smaller on the other side. This stuff is always kind of tedious. Getting templates, sometimes if you've messed up your templates, getting them fixed can be a little tediousness. Okay, so now I'm going to take my 1.5 inch punch because I need this to be smaller, the next one to be smaller. I'm just going to center it. And trace around it so that I know it's going to line up just right. And punch it out. All right, and now theoretically, I should be able to use this on the both of them. So now this, flip it over, 1.5 inch, and this is cardstock base. And then right here in the middle, I'll write what the measurements are for the whole piece of paper, which is 2 5/8 by 4.5. Okay, now, woo! So now I should be able to take this thing that says cardstock base and line it up and just trace. And I'm going to trace it 2 ways. I'm going to trace it left over right, then I'm going to flip it over and trace it right over left. And that way the whole thing is punchable. Yep. And then do the same thing with this one. Yeah, wow. The whole thing is wildly out of whack from before. So I'm going to erase all the templates. And try again. Good thing I remade this whole thing. So do one right over left and one left over right. And now we can punch. Okay. With the 1.5 inch punch, just line up that pencil and punch each corner. All right, and then, oh, Wonder Bar. Okay, fine. Now these should go together without all those weird complications we had last time. The last ones were very fighty. They wanted to fight us. Okay. All right, so now we don't need the half punch anymore. We'll keep the 1 3/4 punch out for after we get the pattern paper in. Gonna clean up the edges here. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to keep these two guys together. Well, we still need this. Okay. All right. We've got our templates. We're making good progress. We're almost done for today, guys. So now what we're going to do for assembly is we're going to put a line of tape down here on the bottom flap. And that's going to hold everybody together at the end. And we're gonna put a line of tape. You're gonna fold your envelope so that one flap is closed and one is open, and then you put a line of tape on the edge of each one when they're in that position. And all right, so now those we're gonna glue. So you peel both tapes and then you just fold it shut. And this one you leave done until we've put the pattern paper on top, or you don't fold it, you leave it open. Alrighty. And they're there. So now we need to cut our pattern paper. So we just, any 2 scraps of pattern paper we want to use, we use. Just to make our envelopes look cute. And these pieces we'll use on the top, you know, to fill these little scraps we'll use on the top back here to look cute. Okay, so 2 5/8 by 4.5. Just get any 2 pieces of paper that you think would look cute facing each other, and then just bear in mind whatever you use. You don't want it to totally clash with the stuff that you've already put down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll use this one, and I'll put this as its liner, and this as its, no. There we go. And go ahead and use these polka dots. All right, so I'm going to use this polka dot and this church window to do the 2 5/8 by 4.5 that I need for my, to cover my front of my envelope. Two 5/8 by 4.5. That was a great song, right, guys? Famous folk song, 2 5/8 by 4.5. And I'm gonna put these pieces on the backs of the envelopes on the opposite envelope from the one that they're on, just so I don't have to make an additional decision. And then for these, I just need a 3/8 inch strip to go on the bottom here. And maybe there's something skinny. Yeah, I'll use this one. All right. Skinny, I'll just use little skinny scraps. It's okay. Little skinny scraps. There's one, and I just need another little skinny scrap. I don't need to cut into a whole big paper to get a little skinny scrap. So I'll just cut a 3/8 inch strip off this guy right here. So today's class took a little longer than I thought it would, but I think it's because we started with the tutorial on the trimmer, and then we added and we did some computer time. So when you guys are assembly lining this book, it's not, I think it's going to go quicker than it's going today for you guys. So don't worry that this is going to be an album you're working on for the entire holiday season. And we chit-chatted. Yeah, we did a lot. We did a lot. So like I said, I wouldn't worry, guys. You guys are not going to be working on it this long. So I'm just drawing my guidelines for my pattern paper on the backs of my pieces, so I can punch with the 1 3/4 inch punch pretty easily. And now I can put this template away with its little friend here. I'm going to add these two to my stack of, you know, cut up, ready to go stuff. All right, there we go. There we go. Gonna just give this guy a little tiny haircut over here. All right. And punch with the 1 3/4 inch punch. Just punch these two out. Okay, so we're done with that punch now. I'm going to go ahead and ink these. And then these I'm going to punch their corners, oof, with just the 1/8 inch, the 1/8 inch punch from We Are Memory Keepers. Before I stick them down. You might change your mind and make one. Okay. And now we've got to chomp these with the corner chomper, or the punch board. Well, why did you do this, punch board? What the heck? Why are you fighting me, punch board? Why don't you want to be part of my album? Where's my ink pad? Oh, here it is. Ah, you never liked the paper bags. Well, they are not for everyone. They are definitely not for everyone. All right. So, everyone is inked. I'm using liquid glue because with things that are, you know, shaped, it's just a little bit faster. You know, tape is great for things that are square, but glue is just a little bit faster for stuff that's shaped. Okay, look how much nicer that is. So we've got it sorted out. We fixed the problems with the template. I don't remember how the template got messed up, but you know, whatever. It did. But now it's perfect. All right, so now all we have to do before we can stick these down is just put some decorative pattern paper inside them. So I'm just going to grab 2 pieces of paper that I think would be cute. And then we'll go from there. So these just need to be cut to 2 5/8 as well. And they just need to be long enough that they won't show through the hole. So just, you know, 2 inches is probably fine. And then we're gonna use the We Are Memory Keepers punch board on them, and hopefully they won't get mangled by it. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna pour some Undo into the punch board and punch some scratch paper. And that can help it, if it's got adhesive in it because you've been punching through a lot of tape or something like that, then this can help clean it up. So if you have punches that get sticky, this is one way you can kind of clean them up. And just keep punching until it stops making your paper wet. So until you stop getting undue on your paper. And then you should be good to go. So now I'm gonna, nope, that didn't clean it at all. What in the heck? What am I gonna do with you? What am I gonna do with you? All right. All right. So the paper, for some reason, it just all of a sudden started to hate it. I don't know. Okay, so we'll just ink these and glue them in the envelopes, and then we are good to go for the day. And we will have accomplished another 4 days worth of bags. So we'll see how many bags we have left after this, but I don't think it's a lot. I don't think it's a lot. I'll do stripes on this side and gingham on this side. Trying to think, if you don't like paper bags at all, how you could adapt this. You can make pockets the size of the bags. I mean, that's always an option. So, let's see, what kind of a, like, all right, so those are done. So now we just glue them down, and then we'll do another little flip through and see our progress. And you know, we're coming towards the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put tape at the top of the bags. And then at the bottom and the two sides of these guys. Again, staying away from the top so that I don't get tape where it's going to show. All right, last bit of tape for this book. And line the bottom of the envelope up with the bottom of the bag. And burnish. Okay. And then when you flip it over, there's pattern paper on the back of the bag that looks like a nice little tab. And pull, 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 pull. Line the bottom of the bag up with the, or the bottom of the pocket up with the bottom of the bag. Burnish. And there we go. All right, so we did it, guys. We made it through another set of 4 days in the book. So we've done 12 days so far. So we're more than halfway through the project at this point because we've already done the cover. So we are making forward progress, So let's see what we've got so far. All right, so what we did today is we did 9. And here's the insert for 9. And remember, you know, you can fill it with all photos. You don't have to use a combination of photos and cards. It depends on your collection. 11, which is so cute. And this is totally custom now. No other book has this, you know. And there's the insert for 11. Mittens, going to be a useful card to have here in Florida. Then we have our 2 pockets for receipts or whatever you want. Noel, peace. Room for, again, photos. And of course you can put more stuff in here. You can throw photo mats in here, receipts, tickets, whatever. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. All right, so there we go. The book is looking cute. The book is looking cute. All right. So guys, I will be back at 2 p.m. on Thursday. This coming Thursday. I'll be back at 2 p.m. Eastern USA time. Right now it's 4:48 p.m. Eastern USA time. So that'll give you an idea of the time difference between you and me. And I will be, what will I be doing? Oh, we're going to split decision. We'll be continuing on with the next page in split decision. We'll do mini page B. Okay. So these videos will be up on YouTube as well as in the archives. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a great afternoon, Glitterati. Bye now.